I just want to kill everything in front of me, man. That's the main thing. Pretty much. That's all it is to it.
A 22-year-old is terrorizing the entire NBA, and a 33rd overall pick is ascending to the realm of the superstars right before our eyes. Day 17 of the 2024 NBA playoffs made zero sense, in the best way possible, and these semifinals have started off with a bang. Chapter 1, the No Fun Police at MSG. After cruising through the first round, the Pacers and Knicks reignited their epic and historic playoff rivalry for their 8th encore in Gotham. It was a clash of the fast and furious versus the slow and steady. And right out of the gate, Brunson started us off with some bully ball action.
Brunson opens up the scoring.
From a strategy standpoint, it was clear that the Knicks knew they were playing against the fastest team in the league, and their plan was to match that energy all night.
Turns the corner, blocked from behind by DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo on a Hart. The Villanova connection is real. Hartenstein.
Knowing where their bread is buttered, the Pacers responded by making a living from three-point land.
Left wide open, and Halliburton drills a three-pointer. And Andrew Nembhard from the corner connects.
But unfortunately for them, they had no answers for Brunson at the point of attack, and he was feasting on Nembhard, sparking an 8-0 run by himself.
Nembhard to be the primary matchup on Brunson. Brunson, little turnaround is good. Brunson already with 8, and maybe 10. Brunson dominating early.
Both these teams have depth coming out the wazoo, and so the Indiana bench brigade stepped in, rekindling the Pacers' momentum.
Into the corner, Obi Toppin, first minutes on the floor. The former Knick comfortable at MSG. Ball's moving well into the corner. TJ McConnell for 3. Shepard just gets on the floor, and he laces one.
However, their defense was as soft as Charmin, and Josh Hart was having himself a field day.
Hart goes right by his man and lays it in. Look at Hart flying to the basket. Hart, one of the great coast-to-coast players in the game.
By the end of the first quarter, the Knicks had nosed ahead by 3 points. In the second quarter, the Pacers decided to reprioritize the defensive end of the floor.
All tied at 27, OG Anunoby, and that was blocked by Jackson. Great blocked by Turner. That was something else.
And their bench scoring kept pumping some much-needed adrenaline into their offense.
TJ McConnell turns the corner, missed it, and that's going to go, and one. Turner, no luck inside. Turner on the receiving end.
But Josh Hart, coast to coast, had the answer.
Hart is a rebounding machine, and he draws the contact. It goes, counted, and one.
And with DiVincenzo shaking off his shaky start.
Shepard, an excellent defender on DiVincenzo, but he's quick, and he got right by him.
And Brunson abusing his picture-perfect footwork.
And add 2 more for the Knicks.
The Knicks had been able to weather the storm. That was up until a late 6-0 surge from the Pacers to re-establish their lead.
McConnell, yes, in transition. Halliburton up top. Shepard finishes it off.
At the very end of the quarter, Halliburton thought he'd have the last laugh.
Halliburton, three-pointer flies, it is good.
But Hartenstein had other plans.
To 7. Oh, it goes! Hartenstein from nearly 50 feet out.
By halftime, the scoreboard was showcasing the Pacers' bench supremacy, outscoring the Knicks reserves 27-1, and heading into the break with a confident 6-point lead. As the third quarter rolled in, the Knicks came out hustling.
Hart trying to keep it alive, does so. Just wanted it more. Hartenstein with a two-handed jam.
And Halliburton looked like he was in science class, dissecting the Knicks' defense with his dimes.
Here's Turner, great feed from Halliburton.
And while the rim was playing hard to get with Turner,
Their 2-point Pacers lead. Turner, oh, he missed the dunk.
the Knicks hit the turbo button.
Hard drives, a freight train coming in, and he picks up a foul.
However, Turner was the top performer for the Pacers in the third quarter,
Here's Turner, great feed from Halliburton.
using his size to punish mismatches for 13 points in that span.
Inside to Turner, Neesmith set him up.
And for the Knicks, it was DiVincenzo, who popped off for 15 points of his own.
DiVincenzo drives in, a quick release. There's a deflection by Halliburton. DiVincenzo sticks the landing on a corner 3.
When Obi Toppin decided to have a personal dunk contest in the playoffs,
And then he's guarding Brunson, who strips.
Oh, Toppin goes between the legs.
it was DiVincenzo who had the answer.
DiVincenzo with an answer.
But right at the buzzer, it was Turner who turned into a bank teller, cashing in a big one to put Indiana ahead by 5.
Turner, three-pointer off in time, it's good!
In the final frame, OG turned up the heat for the Knicks right from the get-go.
Anunoby for 3, got it!
But Jackson turned into the human fly swatter, denying the Knicks any easy layups.
Brunson, that hero but blocked from behind by Jackson.
However, every time it looked like the Pacers were about to pull away, the Knicks were relentless.
Now Hart drives, goes down. Anunoby's got the ball, Hart to DiVincenzo, transition 3, cash money.
Even with Neesmith baptizing Mitchell Robinson,
Neesmith drives out. Oh, Aaron Neesmith.
New York's Energizer Bunnies just would not run out of batteries.
Misses the free throw, gets his own though, and Hart lays it in.
Josh Hart was everywhere, shooting, rebounding, and possibly even processing payroll.
Chenzo, top 3, no good. And there is Hart again. And a loose ball foul on the Pacers, no shot.
And Jalen Brunson was absolutely unstoppable, scoring 21 of his 43 points in the final stretch.
Brunson, oh, silky smooth. Knicks lead by 2, Brunson over Hart, cash it in.
The Pacers' turnovers came back to bite them as they helped to fuel a 9-0 run for the Knicks.
Halliburton working with Turner. Turner stopped, and they turn it over. Anunoby puts the Knicks in front.
However, the last minute of the game turned into complete chaos. First of all, with the game tied at 1:15, the officials called a kickball on a clean steal from Neesmith.
2 timeouts each. And that is a kicked ball. Aaron Neesmith saying he didn't kick it, got it with his hand. Can't challenge a kick ball.
Which immediately ended in a hair-raising three-pointer in the Knicks' favor.
Kicks it, DiVincenzo, three-pointer. Down it goes. Dante DiVincenzo puts the Knicks up 3.
And with only 12 seconds left in the game, the refs unfortunately took it upon themselves to determine the outcome of the match. And with that, the Knicks won Game 1, defending their turf with the first victory in the series. Chapter 2, On Your Knees, Boy. After a less than stellar Game 1, the Denver Nuggets once again faced the Minnesota Timberwolves. And lucky for them, the Wolves were missing their defensive cornerstone in Rudy. Right from the start, Aaron Gordon got Denver rolling.
Gordon, who struggled in Game 1. Towns is there, but they get the 2.
And on Minnesota's side, it was Karl Anthony Towns pulling the momentum in the Timberwolves' favor.
Bear back out to Karl Anthony Towns, 3, got it! Pretty shot from distance.
Nikola Jokic, ever the reliable pivot for Denver, was using that big frame to make light work of the Wolves' defense.
Jokic right down the middle into 2 defenders.
Minnesota's game plan was to let Gordon take as many shots as he'd like, and he started off hitting them all.
Gordon, corner 3. Wow! Another one.
Trouble really started when Towns plowed through Murray's chest to the basket.
Towns, the mismatch on Murray, collides, plows.
Well, certainly there was contact, right, guys? It's got to be one or the other, because that's not marginal contact.
And after KCP went down after a gorgeous Ant-Man drive, Coach Michael Malone decided to risk it all in frustration.
Played about 23 minutes in Game 1 with 5. Look at the weaving Edwards. Takes it and floats and got it.
Beautiful move here by Anthony Edwards, hanging in the air. Michael Malone, he is hot. Having words here with the official, Mark Davis. He might be thrown out of here. Wow.
Despite missing Rudy, the Wolves' defense was insanely formidable.
Another turnover.
Of course, the Joker was still picking them apart on double teams.
Jokic and doubled quickly, but both Reed and Anderson. Corner 3, it is good.
But despite his contributions and Gordon's heroic 13-point effort in the first quarter, the Nuggets still trailed by 8 at the buzzer. The second quarter turned into a Minnesota barbecue.
Towns 3, got it. Timeout Denver.
And their defense continued to be a smoldering problem for the Nuggets.
Clock is down to 5, he threw it away.
Not only were they sending Jamal Murray to the pain dimension,
You cannot get space. when they're all over you, the frustration's mounting. You can't get your rhythm. Look at the length on them.
They were also forcing shot clock violations left and right.
Minnesota has been incredible. Murray, corner, Watson, no time to fire. Lets it go off the backboard, shot clock violation.
It was one of the best defensive performances we have ever seen in the NBA. Jokic was consistently being stifled with triple teams.
Down low, called knocked away by Reed, 3 blocks, knocked it away again. Jokic sticking with it, but couldn't get it.
And Murray wasn't having much luck either.
He's looking, smiling like I'm going to be here all night. He's on him like braces on crooked teeth right now, and Murray is frustrated.
And on the other end of the floor, Minnesota's offense was clicking on all cylinders.
Points a while. Anderson tries inside and puts it up and through.
Denver's nightmare continued, with Ant literally putting the Nuggets on their knees.
Right there, that was almost a proposal. I don't know what Reggie Jackson was doing down there, if he's proposing or not, but Ant said, you know what, I'm going to finish my breakfast.
On his way to stretching Minnesota's lead to an eye-watering 24 points, the Wolves had the entire Nuggets team in a straitjacket, and their relentless turnovers in that brutal quarter were highlighted by Ant's piercing dunk.
Over Edwards the other way.
Deflating the spirits of every Nuggets fan in the building. By the end of the half, Denver was shooting a chilly 25% from the field, while the Timberwolves had outscored them by 18 in the quarter, taking a commanding 26-point lead into the break. Now, most teams are bad at playing with a lead. There is a tendency to rest and play with your food a little, but the Timberwolves were not like most teams. Come the third quarter, this team didn't ease up. Their defense was so omnipresent. It really felt like they had extra players on the court.
Looking to feed. Another turnover, that's number 10.
Meanwhile, the Nuggets defense was utterly baffled and slowly being devoured.
Clearing his way into the circle and finding Anderson underneath for an easy 2.
Michael Porter Jr. was doing his best to spark some life.
Here's a 3. Beautiful.
Yet every time the Nuggets seemed to find even the smallest of sparks, the Timberwolves responded with a deluge.
About to go to work.
Bumping, shoving, spinning, firing, double, get it!
However, after a subdued first half, Jamal Murray started to find his groove.
Daniels, they switch with Towns. The shot is away good. Nice shot by Jamal Murray.
Sparked by Murray's resurgence, the Nuggets managed to ignite a 12-2 run late in the quarter, trimming the Timberwolves' 30-point lead to 22 points.
Up Jokic, down court, Porter is there, over the shoulder.
Riding the tailwinds of their late third quarter rally, the Nuggets entered the fourth quarter with renewed vigor. But then Anthony Edwards hit the brakes on Denver's comeback train immediately.
Edwards on top. He'll put up a 3. Bullseye!
To add insult to injury, Jokic, Murray, and Porter Jr. faced an offensive blackout, failing to score a single point in the entire fourth. With the outcome becoming increasingly apparent, both teams decided to give their starters a rest, and by the final buzzer, the scoreboard displayed a stark 26-point victory for the Timberwolves, pinning the Nuggets to a season low of just 80 points and taking a commanding 2-0 lead in the series. Anyways, wherever you are in the world, be the GOAT of that moment. Stay GOATed.